Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, back the way it should be. I'm glad you enjoyed the reverse role, and like I said, did a good job. You know, obviously being comfortable with Charlie, and I know you got a lot of people lined up, and going to be a fun off season. You know, I hope it's a short one, but it's going to be a fun one. You know, and we're already having fun with. How about the Christmas party we went to last week?
That was awesome.
Dan Wolf and Dan Lavassa. It is so elegant, and it sounds stupid to say Steve Perry is an elegant affair, but it really is. And they have an all-men's choir that comes and sings Christmas carols. And you guys laughed at me when I told you, where was I sitting for the all-men's choir?
Right in the front row.
It is amazing. It was absolutely amazing. You know, and I taped some of it, and I played it for people, and I'm like, oh my God, they're very good. And they are, and the food, and just the atmosphere, and a lot of friends. And boy, I don't know. I've spent a lot of time this winter with the tech guy, Dickie Fowler, and I keep threatening him, telling him I'm coming back racing, and me and Billy Penfold coming to Beach Ridge.
Oh my God.
And I can, as I'm saying that, I can look at Dickie's already gray hair and watch it get grayer. But no, I've had a lot of fun, and it's a guy I have a lot of respect for. I really do. When we raced back in the 90s and early 2000s, he was a competitor. You know, me and him were car owners, and you know, fighting for that almighty championship. And he was the bar that you wanted to get to. And at that time, you know, not that I didn't like Dickie, but I wanted nothing to do with Dickie. But as you know, I get older and mature, and he goes different avenues, and you look back and reflect on, you know, what he's accomplished in the sport and what he continues to do as being head of tech at Beach Ridge. And really a good guy, and I always enjoy the talks with him and teasing him and ribbing with him, and really getting to know him and Wendy's really been, like I said, it's one of those things you take away from the fact that we have Mainly Motorsports that might not be on-track related, but because of Mainly Motorsports, it's allowed you to meet and become friends with people like that. And it's really been a fun off-season.
Yeah, it was really fun. Like last night, I saw a lot more people than I was expecting to see from the Beach Ridge community. You know, Mike Rowe always there, Dickie Fowler, just a lot of people like Dan and Sue Walker and Eldon McKean, and just like all these people that, like, you know, you see weekly at the racetrack, but you know, don't really get to see them in the off season. So it was really cool. Dan is a fabulous host. It was my first time at the party, like Christmas tree in every single room.
Oh yeah, no, it's
beautiful.
You can't imagine. Probably I'm out of place there, but I do well to fit in. I try my best, but really a good time. And you know, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. As we're taping the show, Christmas is right here, and as you're watching it, Christmas has already happened and getting ready for New Year's. So I hope you all had a great time. Your loved ones spent with your loved ones. We had a couple of parties you came over and participated in. The Perry Door Christmas, but yeah, really fun, and really excited about a lot of things happening. And every week there's something coming out in the news. And this week, first off, the Pro All-Star Series schedule was released, and those guys are ready. You know, those guys are, you know, there's going to be some new teams, there's going to be some new challenges, you know, and one of the top touring divisions in all of the country. And we're fortunate enough to be able to witness them almost on a weekly basis. And another great schedule put out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because, like, for me, like with my work schedule, I'm mostly only able to go to like big races on Sundays, and I'm excited because there's like a lot of Sunday races at racetracks that I have never been to, and at racetracks that I want to visit again. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, no, and the granddaddy of all, the Oxford 250, and once again, you know, last weekend in August, and I think Tom's hit on it, and he's found a home for that race. And this year, going to be a lot more exciting because the Tri-Track Modified Series and Team Mainly Motorsports / Dream Ride will be in attendance at Oxford the night before the 250, and the HCT Tour. So you heard from Chris Misha a couple of weeks ago, and they got some big things happening, and they talked more about the Richmond race, the ACT Tour is going, Northeast Mini Stock Tour going, the Southeast Touring Modified Series, and the Super Late Models, make it a national event. So that's happening March 30th. So Tommy and his crew, Mike and, you know, Val and all of them have put a great schedule together. It's a big schedule, but you know, you always know you're going to lose a couple to rain, and it's hard to try to get them rescheduled. Track schedules don't work and stuff. So I say just throw it out there, and if it works, and you roll the dice and you get 19 sunny weekends, so be it. If you don't, you're not going to lose too much. So that was some of the bigger news. But by far, the biggest news that took place over the last week or so was Corey LaJoie being named the driver of Go Fast Racing.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about, a lot of people figured it was either going to go to him or Ty Majeski, which is like where the rumor mill was going. I think Corey LaJoie is a great driver. We were talking before the show, he's raced pretty much anything you can race. He's raced in the Wheel and Modified Tour, K&N Series, ARCA Series, Truck Series, Nationwide Series.
Oh yeah, no, he's done it. And I talked to Archie, and my first comments was to Archie were a great choice, and it has nothing to do with on track. It's the off track stuff that Matt Diabenedetto really was involved with, social media, and Corey LaJoie, they don't miss a beat. He's a fan favorite. He's a crowd favorite. He's a get in your face, party with you, you know, and just a down to earth guy. You know, he's not set aside like as you get and rise the ladder. So great choice by them. Really excited. Next week's show, we should have Archie on here and hear from him and how he came to this decision and some of the changes that are going on at Go Fast Racing and some of the excitement leading up to 2019 in Daytona. And so next week's show, talk, and you know, we're going to have Spencer Melissa on.
Yeah.
You know, one of the young stars of the Pro All-Star Series modified division, and he kind of joined halfway through the ranks last year. Kind of made a statement. Big win at Beach Ridge for, you know, the past weekend there in September. Ran up front numerous races. So it was a great addition to that series, and he'll be a great addition to the show next week. You know, Archie, me, you, Spencer. I mean, it don't get any bigger than that, does it? No,
definitely not. Excited about it. Excited to talk to different drivers from different tracks that, you know, we don't usually get to attend on a weekly basis, and, you know, just kind of see like what their racing history is like, and, you know, learn more. Like, we're always learning too about all these drivers and tracks and other things, so it'll be really cool.
No, absolutely. So want to take a break? When we come back, there used to be a thing called Where's Amy? We always know where Amy is. Who's Amy with? That's the question. Who's Amy with? All right. When we come back, Amy's going to have a guest in house to talk about some racing things, past, present, and future, and it's a chance to learn some more about somebody that maybe you have never seen him race, or you cheer him on a weekly basis. So when we take a break, we'll come back with Amy and Who's Amy with?
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham. Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Hi, and welcome back to Mainely Motorsports, and we're continuing our winter episodes here at the show, talking to different drivers from various tracks throughout New England. And I'm here with Brandon Lazat, who is a Thursday night competitor at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway in a JV Beetle Bugs. He's had a few successful seasons, the past few seasons, and just here to talk a little bit about his past few years and what's going on these next few years. So why don't you take the floor and give us a little history about how you got involved with Beach Ridge a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I started working with my family team, the Stones. As a kid, I'd go and watch them race. My cousin Dave, Papa Dave Sr., they raced together. Had a really good time with them. There's a lot to learn. I've always wanted to get into the motorsport stuff, so I started young. I think I was like 10 or 12. Working in the garage with them, going to races, watching from the grandstands, and other people I admired I'd go watch also. And after working with them for a few seasons, I was able to get into the pits and start crewing on their cars, and then took over the crew chief duty of the 28 for varsity the year before I started driving. And me and Dave won a championship at varsity. It was really awesome to experience. The following year, I got to drive JV in my papa's car. Started off pretty good, got a little overconfident, I think, which was a really good learning experience for me. Second year, I switched cars, still with Stone, but I took over the 28 in JV. I got my first win, holding off Noah Jalbert, who won that championship that year, so that was kind of a high mark for me to race head-to-head with him. That was pretty fun. The year after that, Stones took a year off to get my younger cousin D3 into karting. So Randy Pimpere offered me a car for him. Drove JV the last 2 seasons for him. Got another win, holding off Chris Case 2 years ago. We were in a position for a championship. We went into that night third. I think we were about a dozen points back. Doable, but it's still an uphill climb. Unfortunately, Chris Case got really sick, as he talked about a while ago, and he missed that night. So we ended up second to Alex Parachanian, which was a great year for us. That's the best I had done in points. I felt like we earned third. We got second, which was great. This year, on the other hand, I think we earned second. We fell short to Chris for a championship, which was awesome. Me and Chris are very close, on and off the track. It was an experience to be racing with him that close all year long. I did get another win this season, and it was against Chris, and it was about 6 laps after a restart, just right side by side, grinding through the corners, and it was a lot of fun. That was in probably my top 3 racing experiences. We did come out victorious, which made it a little sweeter. But the first person, to come see me was Chris, and big hug, congrats, and that's how me and Chris have always been. And I look forward to still racing with Chris in the future.
Yeah, and you talk a lot about how you and the Stones and the Pimpere family, obviously very close and actually family.
Yeah.
But this couple times this season, when your car wasn't really behaving the way it should have,
Right.
You hopped in one of their cars and even got the win the first week. So
Yeah.
So what's it like knowing that maybe if your car isn't in a condition to be race ready, to always have somebody there for you to give you a car as backup, because not a lot of people have that, and it's really cool to see you jump into something completely new and then still be able to be competitive and win races.
I mean, it's challenging because we work really hard on our cars. And I mean, opening night was a dual feature night, which was a little daunting because if something were to happen in the first race like it did, then it was hard to go compete in the second race, especially if you're trying to fight for points, So the first race, I think we were running in top 3. I think we finished 7th, frame issue. And Dave came right over and said, don't worry about it, take the 28 out. So we duct taped a 14 over it and started towards the front because of the point bracket. And I think we led almost every lap and kind of checked out. And that was a pretty cool feeling to just be able to jump right in and go and still be competitive in something I haven't been as comfortable in and haven't been in a year and a half. So it was nice.
Yeah, and I know the end of the season obviously didn't turn out the way that you would have hoped. I mean, anyone coming into a season, that's the main goal, is to win races and win championships. But can you talk us a little bit about the struggles that you went through going into that race, because that was another race where you weren't in your car
right.
as well.
Yeah, practice. I mean, the car, looked over that car all week long. I mean, everything was tight, felt good. I felt really confident going to that night. It was very close points with Chris, and me and him were going to battle it out again. Unfortunately, that didn't end up happening. First practice, the steering rack broke, which was a little scary, going full speed into turn 3 and not being able to turn. I mean, that was, so we tried to fix it, went back out, it just wasn't coming together. So I jumped in the 28 car. We started in the back, high points, and we were both starting to pick through the field, and unfortunately I just ended up getting run into the rumbles and blew a left front tire, and it just kind of all slipped away. But we stayed out because I didn't dare pit. If anything were to happen in the race, we still could have had a chance. It didn't work out our way. But I was very calm after that, actually. I was more excited for Chris because he'd worked so hard. I know he kind of had one taken from him the year before, and talking with Chris and being really good friends with him, he earned it big time. I mean, me and him had a really great year. We had a lot of fun, but to be able to see a really good friend like that be that emotionally taken back by it and very happy and successful was just as good as winning it myself. I mean, I think it was just as good.
Yeah. And like one thing that's like really important to you, and like we had Chris on the show a few weeks ago, is to like, you're competitors at the end of the day when you put on your helmets, but at the end of the day, like if any of you need anything, like I think Chris has a picture from this past season where like something went wrong with his car, and like you're at his car, Mark Brulot's at his car, Alex P's even at his car, and it's just like you're all there for each other when something goes wrong too, which is really cool.
Our group of JV drivers in Beetle Bugs is probably the tightest. I dare to say it's the tightest group in Thursday night activity. We all work very well together. Minimal, discrepancies between us. We all race fairly clean. We have a really good time. And it's nice to know that if something does go wrong, we can all go around and we make sure we're all out there together. Yeah,
that's a good point. So that kind of brings us to next statement. Maybe we'll take a commercial break, kind of give our sponsors a little bit of exposure here, but definitely want to talk about, you and how you're going to take on a different role this next season at Beach Ridge, helping some of these people that you've raced against on the track along the way. So that'll be definitely something to talk about next. All right, so we'll be right back on Mainly Motorsports with Brandon Lizotte.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling to Mainly Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Biddeford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
Hi, and welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. Still here with Brandon Lizotte from Beach Ridge, races on Thursday nights, Thursday Night Thunder. We just talked about your season last season and your previous seasons before, and just how important having people that are not only your competitors on the track but also friends as well. And if you don't mind, do you want to tell us a little bit about your plans for the 2019 season coming up? How you're going to take a little bit of a different role at the track this upcoming season.
Yeah, so 2019 is going to be a big year for me personally. In this off season, I've had to have some medical procedures. I have another one coming in the spring, so I'm stepping out of driving for 2019, which is okay. I mean, doing this for as long as I have, it's kind of nice to have a break, but still be in it. So for the 19th season, I'm going to be taking over the crew chief duties of the 45 for Chris Case in varsity, and also the 69 of Adam Warnock in JV. And then my involvement with Wyatt Alexander Racing, working with them. So I'm still going to be very busy, just won't be able to be behind the wheel.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about like your involvement with like Wyatt and the team and how that all came about? I know you guys had a crazy season this past season with the whole Fast Track to Fame thing happening, and you know he's all over the place. He's in North Carolina, he's back up home in Maine sometimes. You know, like he's just everywhere. So how's it been being a part of that team, and like how did that partnership start for you guys as well? Yeah,
it's been really fun, very fortunate for me. I was friends with Lindsay Walker, Jeff's sister, from Bugs. And when she started dating Wyatt, that's how I met Wyatt. We clicked it off pretty good, just both being in racing and local. We know a lot of the same people, so we went up to Speedway 95 last year to go see them, and kind of got an opportunity to help work on the car, and had a blast. It's something I want to do for a long time, is work on a pro stock. His whole family is fantastic, very welcoming. The rest of the crew is very fun to be around. We did a lot of really good things this year. The Fast Track to Fame was really big for Wyatt and the team. That was the national competition for Valvoline, so Valvoline is on the car this year and was part of last year. We did Oxford 250, that was awesome. Little dream of mine was to be on a pit crew for the 250, so that came true, so that was really awesome. End of the season, we started traveling. I flew down to Hickory in November for the meltdown in Hickory. We were there for a couple days, ran fairly well. A couple other places, went to Seekonk, and we went to Spud. I think Spud was my favorite race. You know, it was just so small and so far up north. It was a lot different atmosphere than being in one of the tighter cities with the racetracks. I think he was like, it was kind of cool too because he was from up there, so like that weekend, like him and like Austin obviously were like the big deal. Those were like the two big names that everyone was talking about. You're racing alongside names like Garrett Hall and Derek Griffith and stuff like that, but those were like the two people that people talked about all weekend. And I remember you guys had like people visiting trailers, and that was really cool to, you know, kind of have that like homegrown atmosphere so far away from like where the base is of the team. Yeah, it was a really good weekend for us that weekend. Unfortunately, Austin broke, so we were really looking forward to racing with him and the others. We had a pretty good night. It was a solid night for us. Just a long haul, but we had a lot of fun up there, and hopefully they race up there again this year. Yeah, I hope so too. That would be super fun, you know. Make a trip back up to the sticks. But yeah, like also too, you mentioned like you're not, just because you're not going to be behind the wheel of a race car doesn't mean that you're stepping away from the track completely. And I know that you've been a crew chief before for different drivers. So what are you looking forward to like learning this next season? Like what are some of your like big goals this season as a crew chief, you know, kind of stepping into that different role this season? It's challenging with two separate cars at Beech Ridge. Two different divisions makes it a little easier. I have really high hopes for Chris with the competition in varsity this year. I think we're going to have another really good year. And Adam Warnock, he really impressed me when he came in. I took over crew chief for him for pass this year because we parked our cars. And he got third in his heat race. And that was the first time he'd been to Tech, which was awesome. And it was like he won the Daytona 500. And he ran absolutely fabulous in the race. Didn't quite go his way, got spun coming out of 4, but he has such a level head on his shoulders. He actually listens to you when you're talking to him, not just nods his head. I mean, he really takes in information, and he's going to be a great driver, so I'm really looking forward to working with Adam as well. Yeah, definitely exciting to see, like, you know, this would be the year that, like, Chris gets to, like, kind of step up into varsity. So it's kind of like a different playing field where you're, like, one thing that's cool about Beech Ridge, though, is that they don't throw, like, experienced drivers into the ring with, like, people that are in their first year, which has kind of been cool. But it's cool that he's, like, already won a championship and is kind of, like, stepping up to, you know, people, because he's always been, like, the oldest person in the JV division. So it'd probably be cool for him to be racing against, you know,
maybe people a little closer to his age.
Yeah, no, definitely. Chris did fit right in with us young kids, but it's going to be exciting to see him get up to that next level and keep this car going as competitively as it has, and keep him up front. And then the same with Adam, to keep pushing him forward. I mean, he had some good runs this year at Beech Ridge, but we're ready to take that next step and get him up into some top threes and hopefully a couple of wins this season.
Yeah, definitely some exciting things coming up in 2019, Beech Ridge. Definitely, if you want to stick with us, maybe we can talk a little bit more about, maybe the Saturday night side of things, different things happening with Beech Ridge, and kind of your take on this different schedule coming out in 2019.
Yep.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scotch Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scotchrecreation.com.
So welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. Brandon Lizotte still here with us, hasn't left me yet. So before the break, we talked about how a lot of changes are coming to Beech Ridge in 2018, or 2019, sorry. Not necessarily, we haven't really seen a lot of what's in store for like the Thursday Night Thunder season. Besides, we could talk about this too. The Street Devils being added as a division on Thursday nights, which I think is kind of cool because with the truck division going to just one whole division instead of like a JV and a varsity, it kind of left that empty hole there in the schedule of events for Thursday nights. So Street Devils has pretty good car count, so they're adding them to the roster of events on Thursday nights. So what do you think about that division as a whole and where the future is headed for that division too?
When Street Devils came out, I didn't have a ton of interest in it. To me, it was the adult version of kind of like a whiz kid car, just the smallest step into the right direction. But now watching it grow and to where it is now, I think it's a really good starter class. And then the next step would be Beetle Bugs, most likely, if you want to stay in a small car like that. I think it's a great learning class. It lets other people experience the racing thrill without their automatic cars, which is a lot easier to drive. And the cost is pretty low, which is nice, just to try it and see if it's something that you'd actually enjoy doing before you step into a bigger car like a Beetle Bug or a Mad Bomber or even a Saturday night car. So it's a good starting spot.
And I think another thing too that's cool about the Street Devils is that you can use like your Whiz Kids car in like the Street Devils division. So these kids that are like just beginning, that outgrow like the age for the like Whiz Kids, but like aren't quite sure yet if they're like ready for the level of competition of like like the Beetle Bugs or whatnot. They can be in the Street Devils division, which is kind of cool. So it's kind of like that, like you said, like an introductory level division on Thursday nights.
Yeah, the Whiz Kid, to be able to transfer one car to another division is very cost efficient, and it helps these kids step up to a little faster, get some rolling in the right direction before they jump right into a full size stock car. Gives them that extra experience if they're not quite ready yet, and then a faster feel, better race environment. I think it's a really good step.
I think a good thing too that they're like adding it as a weekly division is that I feel like maybe it'll be taken more seriously as a division, because there was like a lot of talk this past season that just like was just like restarts and stuff. It didn't seem like as much care was put towards that division, not by the people running the division, but it was just kind of it started out pretty rough. So I think it'll be kind of taken seriously as like a serious division. and maybe things will go maybe a little bit smoother this season too.
Yeah, I mean, it did start out quite rough. Of course, low car counts when the class first starts, which is, you know, expected. And then when they would run them, it was like a pre-intermission. I mean, before the races would actually start, so like not a lot of people were there yet to really see what they could do and be able to watch and see if it's something that they'd actually be interested in. So once they started getting a few more cars and got it more organized, then it really picked up and the car counts came and more people are interested in the division, which is really good.
I think it's really good, especially at like different racetracks, how like everyone always talks about, you know, like keyboard warriors or whatever, just how car counts are dwindling, but it's nice to see a division that's like on the rise where you see more and more cars each and every week, which is really cool as well, and it's really what the sport needs.
Yeah, absolutely. The car count thing has been a really hot topic. I mean, even for Beetle Bugs a couple seasons ago, it was getting kind of scarce in JV. There's 8 of us. You know, this year we jumped up to a dozen or 13, which was awesome. You know, bigger field, a little more competition, and hopefully it keeps growing. And I am a little sad to see the trucks get split, you know, put into one group, because it is very entertaining. Trucks are probably one of my favorite classes, but it's the car count. It's hard to run 2 races with, you know, 4 trucks a race. So putting them together is the right thing to do. It's a little unfortunate for the show aspect of it, but I think it's right. And then having Street Devils come in to fill that hole is good to keep, you know, a full show and not shorten it, you know.
I think in the trucks too, like we talked about like how it's really good to kind of split up people with like less experience from people with more experience, but it could also be like pose a challenge to these drivers. Like here you're racing against people like Keith Petrin and Mark Rantham, who have been doing it for years and years, to try to like challenge you to, you know, kind of keep up with the big dogs, like per se as well.
Yeah, it definitely amps up the anticipation to get out there and do your best. But another thing is, Beechridge is the only track that does have split divisions, which I like, but it is a lot of fun to go up to Oxford and Wiscasset and race as a group with people who have been racing for 20 years in this class, and you've only been racing for a few. It's a lot tougher challenge to go up and compete, whereas it's split at Beechridge with less experience and more, which is understandable for more even a safety aspect of it. But I think Beechridge heading towards combining might not be a terrible idea, especially with low car counts. I would like to see it, especially now that I'd be in varsity. So, and I do understand the new guys don't really want to go out, and you know the veterans are a little hesitant to race around people that don't have a lot of experience. But it's how we're all going to learn to race better with each other, and I think that's something that should be kind of starting to look into.
Yeah, and I think so too. And I think like maybe if like changes like this continue to happen, like maybe we'll eventually see, maybe this could happen like Thursday nights where you can actually have like heat races.
Yeah.
Because that would like eliminate time with like, you know, putting divisions into one. You can actually have heat races, and I know that's one of the most exciting parts, which is we're kind of like gravitating towards talking about, is that you have the one opportunity to have a heat race every year, and that's at the Pass Open races, which is super fun. You join all the tracks together, you get people from like less than a year of experience to God knows how many years of experience all racing together from different tracks, and it's always been one of the most exciting like open races of the season around, and it's not going to be a thing in 2019, which is kind of upsetting for like a lot of people to think about, because for a lot of Thursday night drivers, that's their favorite weekend of the year.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's really unfortunate. I was pretty upset when I heard that there was not going to be any pass racing at Beechridge at all, even, you know, for Saturday classes or for our, you know, Thursday night show. That is the funnest race of the season. We get everybody together, and you know, a lot of us are friends with people from other tracks, so to be able to come to our home track, and usually it's Beechridge versus Oxford, and it's a good time. And then some of us go up there for 250 weekend. It's kind of the same type of deal for them, but it's a really good time, and it lets us kind of expand on our basic Beechridge rules package. Go to, you know, like for bugs, the offset wheels for, you know, 2 classes, because there's 2 Beechridge bug races there, you know, for Rebels, for Oxford, and then the bugs. So we get double races. The heats are always extremely entertaining, and we have a really good time, so it's really unfortunate that Pass won't be coming to Beechridge this year.
Maybe, and everyone's talking about like how it's just not happening, but like maybe that gives an opportunity to drivers to go up to Oxford and do these open races, which would be different, you know, kind of different change in scenery, but still it's just like, you know, so close to home. It's just like loading up your race car every single weekend. It'll just make it a little bit harder for people to have that motivation to, you know, kind of go travel to do these open races as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are very local to Beech Ridge. A lot of our drivers are from Scarborough, and it's very easy to just get to Beech Ridge and have this big open event where we have a really great time. We're there for a few days. You know, we race on our race night, and then we stay for the weekend. You know, watch the Pro Stocks and Wildcats and stuff, and we have a really good time. But as far as traveling out, that's the thing that some people can't do because of the other rules packages. So it's nice to have both races at Beech Ridge, whereas other tracks is just one division. So the pass race at Beech Ridge would normally give you the option, you can run both, or you can pick, you know, the stock class or the open class. So you still are able to go with what you have and have a good time, or you can, you know, advance your equipment and go race either both or just, you know, the big open race. And it is a lot of fun to do both, but that brings back the finances thing of it, and some of these teams aren't as, you know, well prepared as some others. So the Beech Ridge Pass race is open to more divisions, and it's a lot easier to go and race at Beech Ridge at your home track.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new AMSOIL Easy Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. AMSOIL Severe Gear in the new Easy Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from AMSOIL. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
It's a lot easier to go and race at Beech Ridge at your home track.
And another thing too is like with the elimination of pass races, they're extending the race count on Saturday nights from 12 races to like 21 races. So like, I know you have Thursday night experience, but as a driver, like what are the challenges in going from, you know, racing almost, if you think about it, like, so I think it was like a 16 races, but then it got cut down to 12 because of like weather. But like to add that many races to a schedule, like what goes into that? Like, you know, it's hard for like a lot of drivers to like think about it like financially wise, like if they can stretch that out over the course of 5 more races than what they're used to.
Yes, I mean, the biggest part of the finances thing is the sponsors. You know, they help us go a long way through this race season, and to almost double your schedule, that's double the funding you need to try and find. You know, double the team, you know, for people that can come and help, because a lot of these people on these teams have their own lives. You know, this is just their hobby. So to ask some people to go from, you know, 16 races and then add 5 or 6 more, that's a lot. And it's a lot on the drivers and the teams to stretch it out that far, to starting earlier, to racing later in the year. And also it kind of could take away from them traveling to other tracks, you know, limiting them to just staying at Beech Ridge, especially in points, because they don't want to go somewhere and, you know, tear their stuff up.
Yeah, I know, like, one thing that was fun about last year is, you know, like, every 3 races or so being able to, you know, go try out a different track, whether that be, like, Wiscasset or Oxford or somewhere else. We saw a lot of different drivers in different divisions making trips to different places. So, like you said, it kind of eliminates that, but it kind of just, like you said, you just don't want to go somewhere and just ruin your chances at your own track at another track, too.
Yeah, I mean, the big focus going into a point season is going for a points championship. So to go somewhere else and risk that, most people aren't going to do it. So that's going to limit, the off-season traveling that we would normally do. For Beech Ridge, I think it's good for them to have a longer season. It's better for the fans. And like Thursday nights, it's a short season. I'd love to see a few more races added to that schedule also, especially now that Saturdays goes on each end. So track is open and raceable. So I think Thursdays should think about adding some more races also, but probably not 21 races. I think that's a lot.
I definitely feel like Thursday night's one of those seasons where, like, if you blink, like, it's gone. Because
Yeah.
I feel like Thursday night season, like, is always seems so short, especially with, like, rainouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's gone in, like, a blink of an eye.
It is, and there's no makeup races for rain. So a couple seasons ago, we washed out 4 races. So our whole points season was 6 races, and that's not a lot, and that's 0 room for error at all. So it's a lot of stress and pressure on the drivers and teams. And I personally don't like the no makeup rule. I think that should be relooked at, because a 6-race season isn't really much of a season, in my opinion. But
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, with them extending the schedule for the season, like, that could be a thing that if it's another season where we're just plagued with rain over and over again, that could be something to consider looking into in the future if they continue to go with this extended race schedule, as well as to, like, maybe put a limit maybe on the amount of days you can make up, but just something to help out the drivers and teams that just want to go race every year.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then to wrap things up, I know earlier we talked about how sponsors are really what drives you, and your family and people that help you out are what keep you coming back to the racetrack every week. So I kind of just want to let you, as we wrap this up, take the floor and just, you've been in the sport now for a few years, and to just kind of thank those people that have helped you out along the way too.
Yeah, it's been a great ride for me personally, driving, and then even just being on a team. I enjoy that personally a lot. I've had some really great sponsors. Sanford Sound has been on board with me for 2 years. Jack down there is fantastic. HA Stone Fence, RP Performance, Oak Street Bistro is a great group that I've been able to work with for the last few years. That has really helped develop my career, and very thankful for them. My parents have been awesome. I definitely have to thank the Stones for everything that they've done, because without them I probably wouldn't be here. And they gave me my first opportunity to get in a car and start working. Randy Pimpere and his wife Lisa for giving me that second opportunity when the Stones took a year off to say, hey, just jump right in and go, and let's go win some races. That was very cool. And then the Wyatt Alexander team for what we're going to continue doing. We have a lot of fun. We're going to go have some big races this year, some coming fairly soon down south. They've been great with helping me, develop, because I want to get to that Saturday night level. My personal next step is probably a legend car. That's what I'm really going to push for this year. Finding sponsors early, people that I can work with. For me, that's my next step. I don't see myself getting back into a Beetle Bug. Then there's nothing wrong with continuing Beetle Bugs. I think it's a great division. I've had a lot of fun there with a lot of great people. Just me personally, I think I'm ready to move up, and I want that next challenge. I think a Legend's a good spot for that, without jumping to, like a pro stock or something like that. And then just my family in general has been really awesome with the whole racing thing. 'Cause it's a lot, on people at home too, to be traveling all the time, being in the shop every night for hours. You lose out a lot of family time and just extra things that you could do, which is why I'm upset to step away from driving, but it's going to be nice to be able to take a step back and enjoy some other things while still being in the sport.
Definitely. And it'll be exciting to see, kind of how things play out with your teams that you're working with in 2019, Wyatt, Chris, and Adam. Because, that's 3 different divisions where you can win 3 different championships and be a part of it all.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. I mean, that'd be very cool. I really look forward to working with all of them. I have a really good time traveling with the war team, and then being able to stay at Beech Ridge and stay involved with everything going on Thursday nights with Chris and Adam. That's probably the biggest challenge, is working with them, just trying to keep them competitive, whereas with war, I'm more of a handyman. I get to travel and change tires, which is great. I have a really great time with them. But my bigger role is going to be Thursday night still at Beech Ridge.
Yes, it'll definitely be, like I said, exciting to see how things go in 2019 and 19. Excited to see where your future lies in racing. And although you might be stepping away this season, this won't be the last time that we'll see this guy behind the wheel.
No, definitely not.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Brandon, for joining us. It's
Thank
been
you.
awesome. And we'll take you to commercials here on Mainly Motorsports.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of E-Keys for Cars of Saco. At E-Keys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, E-Keys for Cars will come to you. Call E-Keys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
E-Keys, they raise the bar. E-Keys for Cars.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and it's nice to give those guys, a chance to get out and help promote themselves. And I would love to have somebody that comes on here and use it as a marketing tool for themselves, and find out that a sponsor that gave them $200 last year is going to give them $300 this year, or somebody new saw it and knows them and say, "Oh, I didn't know they raced. I'm going to help them out." So, if you have any of those feel-good stories, let us know. We'd love to know that we played a part, and I'd like to know if I play a part in anything, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent,
Yeah, definitely let us know. One thing I thought that was cool about Brandon is, although he's stepping aside from racing this upcoming season, after he's done with his, kind of year off, he wants to come back with vengeance in a new car completely different to him in the Legends series. So, that would be a perfect opportunity for, someone to step in and be like, "Hey, I heard you on Mainly Motorsports and I want to be part of it all." So that would be really cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But the biggest news going on, at least to me, and I don't care who says any different, this is what I say, is the 31st Annual Northeast Motorsports Expo. And man, it's coming around the corner. It reminds me of them country songs, them old Western movies. It's coming. You can hear it. It's building momentum, and really excited. I mean, I will tell you, this is my 10th year of ownership of that show. There has never been as much buzz behind the scenes with people contacting me, wanting to be a part of it, and wanting to be a vendor or an exhibitor in the show. So really excited about that. You can go right to northeastmotorsportsexpo.net. Look at the long list of vendors. I literally could stop talking to people now about it and we'd be full. So, some familiar faces, ASM Graphics.
Yeah.
They've been there for a few years. Some of the tracks, Lee USA Speedway, Star Speedway, obviously Beechridge, Oxford, the Tour. Some new vendors, a couple of different mini cup leagues. Just the list goes on and on.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Like I said, we talked about last week on last week's show a little bit. It's a really good way for drivers and owners, fans that go to different tracks to kind of come together for one whole weekend and just mingle with each other and market themselves to each other. A lot of tracks are going to be there, like you said. It's karting tracks too, which
We should have 3 karting tracks there. Austin Karts and Parts, it sells karts, you know what I mean? So, and I'm hoping, and I say this now, but I know it ain't going to happen, I'm hoping to relax a little bit, kind of enjoy my show, spend a little time in the Hall of Fame Museum trailer. It won't happen, but just want to, kind of step back. We've gone away from the Pit Crew Challenge this year. We had a good run with it, 5 years with the hell of a good Pit Crew Challenge. Had a lot of fun, but this year, we're going to do something different, and we'll talk about it in the next segment. But give people the opportunity to come in and just enjoy themselves and mingle around and be a part of what has always been the traditional kickoff to the following season or that upcoming season's motorsports season.
I'm excited too. Like, I feel like last year it was just like everyone was just waiting for these expos to come, and like Augusta hits and you're like, okay, it's coming closer, and then Portland hits, and then racing season's right around the corner after, and there's like, if you think about it, so few weeks between the two that it just makes racing season, the silly season, like seem that much closer. Like I'm excited about it, but I'm excited to see people that haven't seen in a while. It'll be a really great weekend. That was my first weekend last year.
Showed up in Tom Brady shirt and I brought you to work. So.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. But no, it is, and really looking forward to it. And I know we'll have the whole team on site and just make it happen. The awards, Driver of the Years, the clock plaques, the Award of Excellence. When you look at the names that are on that list of the Award of Excellence, Mike Roll, Bob Bear, Peter Prescott, Ricky Craven, Tim Ataya, Dan McKegg. These are guys, Gardner and June Levitt, Tom Curley. These are guys that have done so much in this sport. You know what I mean? So we want to continue that tradition. So that award will be presented, and that's very prestigious. The promoter of the year, and then the best appearing displays, and all that. So really excited about it. January 11th through the 13th, right up there at the Augusta Civic Center. Still plenty of time to book your rooms. The Comfort Inn or the Best Western, discounted rated rooms. Any questions, give me a call. If you want to display your car, give me a call. If you need a vendor spot, give me a call. Anything to do with it, give me a call. All right? So we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll wrap this week's show up with telling you what I got going on up there that probably won't allow me to just sit back and relax.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars. Bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been streetcar divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil Division at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Well, as we wrap up this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, I want to talk about Dream Ride 2019. Team Dream Ride, as we are putting a race team together, Team Mainly Motorsports, in conjunction with Jake Dorr, has put a program together where we're going to raise money for the Special Olympics of Maine. So when you see me at the show or you see me anywhere and you want to talk to me about something that's really going to get me excited, talk to me about the Special Olympics of Maine, Hometown Foundation, Dream Ride, and what we're trying to do to contribute to the program, because I think it's going to be epic. And when you come to the show, you look at our tour type mod that's going to be in the booth with a race-ready look, all lettered up with those companies or those foundations, and then you watch a super late model be built. And if you got a team and you're interested to be a part of it, the way we're doing it is it's Jake Dorr's car. He doesn't have a big crew, so we're reaching out to other teams that want to be a part in it. We're pencil them in. Naughty 40 Racing's taking a window, and they're going to be involved and help bring a couple crew guys in and work with Jake to build the car. Reed Land for Racing. So we're going to see some other people that aren't part of that team, but just pitching in and get this thing together. And I think we can do it. It might be tight, but we're going to do it. We're going to get a car. we're going to show you people how to build a super late model over a weekend. And, you know, it'll be fun. And just something different and unique.
Yeah, and I feel like this whole entire idea is something unheard of and something that nobody, especially in this area, has done before. Not only like doing the build over a course of a weekend, you don't see that anywhere. And then on top of that, formulating this team and doing these events where literally all the sponsorship money goes to these charities.
And
every
all
single
race
cent.
winnings. So if we're fortunate enough to win a Granite State Pro Stock race, which Jake has won a couple of them, and they want to write a $2,000 check, that $2,000 check goes to the Hometown Foundation. So I got a lot of people excited, and I really haven't kicked it off. So I really expect to have some excitement up there and people jumping on board and wanting to be a part of what we're trying to do, and all for a great cause. And we'll have some Olympians there helping with the build. You know, how cool is that for these guys that or girls to be a part of something and you know, maybe go to a race at Wiscasset that we're at and say to all their friends that I helped build that car, I did something to that, or I'm a part of it, you know, and really excited. And when you get a chance to see the smiles on their faces, whether they're helping with that build, or they're at Wiscasset, or they're at their big day up there in, you know, UMO in July, you know, for the Special Olympic day, it's just amazing, and so fortunate that Ray Jacques, all the local IGAs, it just worked out one night that we ended up at the same place together at Wiscasset, and so fortunate and so happy about where we're headed with it, and all we can do to help them out. So looking forward to that. And our raffle, it's finally official. We are raffling off a 602. You'll have to buy some tickets for your boy Charlie, because that's what he runs for a motor. 602 GM Crate, fully dressed GM Crate. Can't thank Lee from Four Seasons Synthetic, the Dominator Shootout, you know, sponsor, and he's also the sponsor of this raffle, you know, helping us out with that. And Spanky over to Trackside Racing Supplies, you know, stepping up to be a part of this program and doing all he can with some connections or with some, you know, anything you do to help us out, you know. And it's always good to have those guys on your side. Me and him go way back, and you know, I'm gonna need help, you know, making this all happen, because like I said, everybody goes racing. We all rely on sponsors to do stuff, and not going to be able to get any. You know, all the sponsor money goes to that. So, you know, friends like Spanky stepping in and helping out, and you know, and with the raffle, like I said, Lee from Four Seasons Synthetic, and so I missed the boat because I really wanted to have them for Christmas, because I want to sell them to people, put in their husband's stockings. But you can give him a late Christmas present, or you can just give him something because he's so wonderful. You know what I mean? It happens to me every day. I just get something every day because I'm so wonderful. I said, will you stop, Debbie? Debbie, you got to stop. You know what she says? I can't, because you're so wonderful.
I'm sure that's what she says. That's what she was saying to you at the Christmas party, right?
What was she saying? Tell everybody what she was saying.
That you are crazy. Basically, there was a lot of stories, but in the end, she's like, this guy, he's crazy.
He's crazy. That's right. But no, once again, great job by Amy, bringing in some new blood, some new people, giving them the floor with her. And like I said, next week, pretty exciting. Get Archie on here, talk about his new venture with Corey LaJoy, they call Super Shoe. And Spencer Morse, who's not one lost for words. So you think I talk a lot? You might as well bring a book to read.
Just hearing him in Victory Lane too. I remember.
Takes the mic, goes off.
Just takes the mic, walks around, does the walk around of his car, is walking around, kind of like, you know how a comedian walks the stage, kind of like that. And it's really cool to see. So it'll be cool to have him on the show.
Why don't you bring a book?
I might just read it.
All right. Hope you all enjoyed this week's episode. Like I said, any questions about the Northeast Motorsports Expo, go to northeastmotorsportsexpo.net. Up-to-date information. Text me, call me, send me a Facebook message. Just get a hold of me. We'll see you next time here on Mainly Motorsports.